Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back at it with another episode of And I'm Standing on a Podcast. Tonight I'm actually kind of excited. We got some new guests here to get their opinion. Hopefully, they don't go too hard on me. But I want to go ahead and start off with, one of our regulars that's here a lot. I'm going to go ahead and start with Stephanie, then we'll go ahead and make the introductions to everyone else.
Hi, I'm Steph from Reno.
Hi, I'm Janetta G from Sacramento, California.
Hi, I'm Nisi in Las Vegas.
And that's Paul, y'all, here in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
All right, y'all. Hey, so I'm glad y'all came onto the show tonight. And the reason I wanted you guys to come on is because I wanted to get everybody's input about the topic here. And it's about, should parents stay together for the sake of the kids, especially toxic relationships? Not everything physical, but, arguments or, not spending quality time with the family. But if anybody have any kind of experience, they can kind of elaborate on. And what's everybody's opinion on the topic here?
I'll go first. I think it depends on the level of toxicity. I think when you're, again, I know it doesn't matter about being young, but when we are young, it depends on our upbringing. I'll give you an example. Like, I didn't grow up with two parents, so I always wanted to raise my kids with two parents, right? So in that scenario, it's like you stick around trying to make it work. However, you cause more damage than good because, it depends on the level. If you guys are physically, hitting each other, that's a no-go. Even verbal abuse is a thing. So I think it just depends.
Okay. What do you think, Nancy?
So I grew up in a two-parent household, and my father was basically a tyrant. He was very abusive, very domineering. It was his way or the highway. So it would be times that my mom, like, we would go and we would get apartments, like we would go look like at apartments and stuff, and I would be so happy, like, okay, we're done with this, like we're gonna be free. And then then I'm just like, man, like, why do we keep on going back? And she's like, for financially, we go back. It was even a point in time that we went to Mexico. Like, we lived in Mexico for like a couple of months. And it was just so much better because there was no abuse, there was no hitting, there was no yelling, there was none of that. So then that made me grow up and feel that it's okay to be in a toxic relationship because that's what I grew up with. I grew up with the yelling, the fighting, the hitting, to where it's like, man, do the neighbors not hear like us in here yelling? Like it was just so. I did that for a little bit when I was with one of the fathers of my daughters, and then I realized, like, that's a cycle that I'm repeating. So I don't think that at any level you should stay, because if the kids see that, then they're going to grow up and think it's okay to be hit, it's okay to be yelled at, it's okay for this to happen because my dad, my mom.
So let me ask you something then, and I'm glad you brought that up about a cycle that repeats itself. Not only, let's say we see parents hitting each other, and then the kids thinking, okay, maybe that's okay when I get older to be hit. Do you think it also can play the other way around when kids see parents fighting like that, and when they grow up, they think it's okay to be hitting their spouse too, or do they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's both.
Aggressive in hitting the kid. I mean, hitting whoever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I don't have any brothers, but I feel that if a boy seen his dad smack his mom, it would be easier for him to do it. It'll go, it's a 50-50. He would either easier for him to do it, or he would just hate men who smack women. So it just depends on the relationship with the mom, I guess.
Okay. Gigi, what do you think? What's your opinion on it?
I have so much to say about this, but I just want to say, Nisi, thank you so much for sharing that, because like literally it's not easy to talk about painful shit like that we've been through. So my thought about it is that when we, the whole product of our environment is something that has always been an idea that I keep close to me, because as much as I want to deny it and say, no, that's not the case, it is fucking true. we do become a product of our environment unless if we heal, unless if we invest our time, emotion, money, like unless if we take the steps to heal from that. And if we don't, then it is a cycle that we pass on, and people want to refer to it as like a generational curse or generational trauma. And I feel like for me personally, because of my upbringing, I loved so hard, and I will forever love so hard, like to the point to where it's a fault. Like people are like, you're too good, or like not too good, but like, Janetta, stop, like, oh, like a helicopter parent.
Being over nice.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because I want to compensate for what I didn't have.
Yeah.
And it's a painful journey, but something that, like, you know, I'm stuck here. It's a painful journey, but like I feel like because of everything that I went through as a child, and not having that motherly love, and definitely not having that from a father, that it made me drawn towards toxic relationships. Instead of walking away, I realized that as an adult, I would rather try to make someone love me. I would rather try to prove myself to them. And that's all bad.
Kind of like
You got one person, you got Nikki in the comments saying you on point for real. So she
Oh, I
must
think
appreciate
this
what you're
combo is
saying.
gonna go completely. I think it's gonna go a little deep because it's a really touchy. So this is great. I will go. I'll wait for you guys to go around. I think this is gonna be a good talk. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Paul, have you in your experience, Paul, have you ever had to deal with any kind of toxic relationship, whether personal with you and a lady, or even growing up, with mom and dad type deal, or maybe even people in your family? Could be auntie, uncles, cousins, whoever. You're mute,
Here.
Paul. You're mute, Paul. You're muted, Paul. There you
My
go.
bad.
No,
Can
it's
you hear me
cool.
now?
Yep.
Okay. I have witnessed, quite a few of my friends and relatives go through similar situations, being in toxic situations, and I take my hat off to them for coming through those things, because I don't think no one should endure that, but seeing them go through the things that they went through, they get attached to the kids. It might not be your biological child, but you get attached to it. But then the mom is so bitter at you, or the baby mama is so bitter at you, and you're going in either one of those relationships, it's kind of hard, and for you to be around somebody that just make you feel some type of way and take you through all kinds of stuff, that just won't accept, hey, it didn't work. We tried our best. You know what I'm saying? I gave it effort. You gave it effort, but they still want to tear up your car and throw bleach on your clothes and all that old dumb stuff. That's
Toxic.
I can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
So
And a lot
I
of
guess
men nowadays. Go ahead.
no, I was saying I get you. I see you coming from the point of the relationship that's
That's
already
what I
separated,
that's what I
and there's kids involved, and you got the toxic stuff going on with the kids seeing on the families that are separated now, right?
No, because you can have that shit happening and still be together, still be trying to make it work, still be trying to make sense of
Yes.
your relationship, and get bleach on your clothes or whatever. All this fucking nonsense. Sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
No, we long enough into it, so you can.
No, but really,
Hey,
you can
let
be
me
together and
go
have all
log
that.
into another laptop, because the sound is going in and out in
All
this
right,
one.
all right.
Excuse me.
You're good, Paul.
What were you saying, Nisi?
Oh, I was saying that I had a friend that she would do that to her dude all the time. Like he wouldn't come home for a day. He'll come home, all his shoes are cut up, or his belts are cut up, or his clothes is cut up, and it's like, dang, like So I understand where Paul was saying the toxicity and the bitterness. Like, you know that he's cheating, you know that he's outside doing something, but you are staying there. He's coming back, and the kids are seeing the fighting. The kids are seeing you playing up the stuff. The kids are seeing you throwing the stuff in the pool, or him throwing your bags in the pool, and just like this wild stuff, like thousands of dollars just spent. It's like just split up. Like I don't know. So I see
Mhm.
that where Paul's coming from.
Miss Stephanie, I know you on our last show, you kind of went into it a little bit,
Yeah.
but you didn't go tell a whole story. You said that'd be for another time,
Yeah.
and as
Is
far
this
as
the time?
experience wise, I mean, how did you even handle that? And what did you do and what steps did you take to even kind of remove yourself away from that? And then did that affect the kids too?
It does. It affects. So I'm gonna just share some personal stuff. So growing up, when I was growing up, like my dad raised us. My mom left when we were like I was 6, I think. So it was just my dad and there's 4 girls, right? Prior to her leaving, I watched like she stabbed my dad right here in the like the collarbone in the middle with the fork.
Oh shit.
Like like I seen some shit, right? So I'm like, whatever. But I think as a child, people don't realize, like, no matter how old you are, they think they don't understand because they're little. They don't get the big picture. But as a child, all you care about is, I want my mom and my dad together. That's your safety net, And I think bringing a kid into this world, you want to set that kid up for success, right? And it's hard. Sometimes we learn things about our partner that I've been through it all. Like, so my first baby's dad, he was like a woman beater. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people have insecurities or just flaws in their self. And then instead of taking ownership, they'll try to like blame it on somebody else or try to blame you, accuse you of doing what they're doing. That's how, when they're blaming you, that's because they're fucking up, right? And it's just exhausting. Your kids are terrified of watching that shit. Verbal, if it's a verbal argument. And I watched my mom and my stepdad, like, shit was crazy. It's like I had seen it all, like, growing up and even in my first relationship. And I think our upbringing has a big ass impact because we follow, like you guys said, right? We kind of follow that. A lot of the things, though, when I was growing up, are also things that I'm like, I'm never gonna be that. I'll never be a
Mm-hmm.
junkie. I'll never gamble. My kids will never not have power or water because I went to go fuck off, my money that was for, supporting my kids. And those are things it's like that I stuck with. You know what I mean? I think if I didn't go through that experience of my mom leaving, because let's be real, it's I have 8 kids, so the shit gets rough. Sometimes you
You
want
have
to just
8
like,
kids?
I have 8. So it's not easy. It really ain't easy. So some days you're so beat down and ran down, you just are like, I want to just give up today.
Oh yeah.
But I think because of my experience, I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna be like that. You know what I mean? And I think it's just when you're a kid, when your parents fight, you literally don't verbalize it, but you blame yourself. You think I was a bad kid. These are the thoughts that I had, right? I thought it was my fault because I wasn't a great kid, and this is why this is happening. And then I remember the trauma that it does to a kid when you have one parent that moves out of the house. Y'all don't understand the impact that
How
has
much it
because
hurt.
that kid won't speak verbally because they don't want. They'll feel guilty because they feel torn. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm picking my mom. I don't want to feel. They literally, the burden is so heavy. So that's one thing. Then they feel sad. They feel their self-esteem is like, because when you get older, you start to think, well, if my own mom couldn't love me, you know what I mean? You start fucking that inner
Am I
talk.
lovable? Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
you
so
literally
real.
are in your head thinking these things as a little ass kid, right? And you don't want to say anything or talk about it because you feel like it's sensitive to both parents. You feel like if I say something, I don't want him to
When
think I'm
that's
picking her
not
side. And,
your
and, and it's
role as
just a
a
shit
child.
show.
It's not
And
your
then you
role
grow
as
up
a child.
angry. That sadness turns to anger. And I think for me, the thing that really, like, it would hurt me so bad is like, because she would call every 6 months or a year when she would fight with her dude. And she would be like, yeah, I'm coming back. And I would believe her every time. My dad would tell me, don't fucking fall for it. You know what I mean? But my stupid ass as a kid, you trust your parents. You believe that. And then it starts that whole trauma all over again every time they do that shit to you. So it's just really fucked up. It's really fucked up, and I just wish more people could understand, like, bringing a kid into this world, it's more than just, you got to think, you got to be, your mindset should be, I'm going to create a family, and we're going to ride this out together. I'm never going to put my kid in a situation where they are exposed to this type of behavior, right?
Because you're setting your, I'm sorry.
No, you're
like,
setting them up for failure.
Setting them up for an adulthood that they have to, like a childhood that they have to heal from as an adult.
It's literally traumatized, because you got to think about development, right? Let me give you a good example. If you have a 2 to 4 year old kid and you introduce share to that 2 to 4 year old kid, what do you think will happen? That kid's going to be curious, and shit's going to go left real quick, right? Because you can bring them the info, but they don't understand and they can't process it, right? So they start to form these habits and curiosity, right? That would be a shit show. So it's the same thing when you traumatize, because it's so traumatizing. When after you go through sadness, it never goes away, and then you turn angry, right? So you turn angry and you don't even know why. You're not thinking like, okay, because I used to fight a lot, and I didn't know why I would go 0 to 1,000. Yeah, but that's why. It was because I was just pissed off because she left, But
so let me ask the ladies this then, like, if you guys have ever experienced any kind of a toxic relationship and there's kids involved, how did y'all get away from it? Like, as far, not even just speaking on you, I'm more kind of concerned about the kids. Have the kids had any conversations with you guys, asked any questions? Were they scared? Were they, or are you, if mommy and daddy gonna get back together? Like, have you guys experienced that stuff from the kids' point of view?
Yes.
And then if the kids are asking questions, how do y'all answer these questions without, let's just say, since you're women here, then without painting this picture of their dad as some kind of monster, still protecting his image as their dad, but also relaying that message to the kid that, hey, mom and dad might not be back together.
Most people will badmouth the other parent, and you shouldn't do that. Kids are gonna grow. Kids ain't dumb. When the kids, like, for me, I never badmouth nobody. I always told me and my ex, we used to fight because he used to feel like my other kids at the very beginning. He was like, they don't appreciate me. Like, I feel like they don't care. And I would always tell him, like, they're little kids. They don't understand. When they get older, they're going to see, they'll know who was there. So now they're hella close. But it takes time, and literally trying to get out of that situation is like pulling a fucking shark's tooth. It's so toxic, because if you try to leave, you're risking your windows getting broken out, your fucking car getting fucked. Like, that's really, it sounds like Jerry Springer, but that's for real how it is.
That's real how it is when you're in a relationship with a toxic man or a toxic woman. I mean, as a woman, I've only had that experience with a man, but like people want to question, oh, why didn't you leave? Like, what are you still doing there? Do you not understand? Obviously you don't, but do you not understand how this is going to transpire in so many different areas of my life? Like, I can't just leave, or I can't just kick that person out, or I'm not going to call the fucking cops on this person. Oh yeah, just get no. It's not that simple.
That's one side of it, but then you have that other side where it's like, when you love someone and you believe in them, you fucking believe in them. You have hope that they're gonna come through, that they love you enough. And the disappointment is what, if I get emotional, my bad. I don't give a fuck. No, but it is an emotional topic, and we have to just be self-aware that some of these things are triggering, right? Yes, but I think just understanding, just trying to get out of that is so emotionally draining, and it's really hard, because you can't, it's not like you could just say, okay, bye, I'm leaving, and you know what I'm saying, let me just pack my things and go. It never works like that. No. So and it's fucked up. It's crazy.
Fucked up, and it's like, but okay, when I was being raised and I was growing up, I wanted that so bad. I wanted my parents to split up. I didn't want them together. I hated every day the fights. I hated when he stopped hitting her, he started hitting me. I hated that she was so submissive that she would never talk back and defend herself. And I would talk back and I would defend her like, you know, he's wrong. Tell him he's wrong. So then that made me grow up, and I don't submit. I submit unless I want to, but otherwise, like, no, I'm talking back. I'm going to say my truth, and I'm going to say my piece, because I never heard her say it. And I just hated how mean and how, like, when I was growing up and she was teaching us about the Bible and about going to hell and heaven, I was like, how does my dad feel knowing that he's going to hell? Like, he's so mean. Like, he hits us. He does this. He does this. Like, how does he feel? So I know other people wish they had their two parents together. I hated it. The
Oh my
best
God,
times of
me
my life
too.
they weren't together.
I love so much that you just shared that right now. Like I wish that I was in Vegas and I could go to Paul's barbecue this weekend. But thank you for sharing that, because I just resonate with that so much, because it was like I was so mad at my mother for submitting and for being this woman that I was like, why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? And then as an adult, as a grown woman, I'm sitting here like, damn, you're exhibiting a lot of the same exact fucking behaviors. And I want to think of myself, because I was a kid and I would watch my mom get beat. Like, I had 5 stepdads, and my mother had 7 kids with my real dad, with my biological dad. And I remember my stepdads treating my mother a certain type of way. One time, one of my stepdads got a gallon of milk and poured it on top of my little brother and told him to go back to the fucking border, and tried to make him white. And
That's really fucked up.
Yeah. And I told my mom, what do you think? Do you think that we were in the right? No, my stepdad was in the right. Whoever was my stepdad, they were always in the right. I remember going in there and him trying to like touch me sexually. And I would tell my mother, he's doing this. And it was like, no, like protecting this man that was not even my father, that was not even there to protect her, but she was protecting this fucking man. And it, like, talk about a fucking toxic relationship. But I wanted to expose this, and it was like just like being brushed underneath the fucking carpet. So then I grow up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all this love and I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. But we don't realize how much that these things that we experience as children really affect us as adults. So to end a toxic relationship, despite of how much you want to keep the family together, my children, my 2 daughters tell me today, Mommy, if you're happy, I'm happy. They just want to see us happy.
Yeah, I get that. Yep. Hey, Paul, on a male point of view, I mean, what is there anything that you might experience, whether you was the kid or maybe whether you as an adult, you know, with the kid, anything, you know, toxic or you had to deal with, or anything you can experience or you can kind of let us know about?
Well, I really can't collaborate on anything that I experienced in that, you know, question form, you know, but I'm just listening right now, you know. The era that I come from, it wasn't a lot of toxic, you know, relationships. You know, I'm an older gentleman, so, you know, when I came up, it was more like you stay together to take care of the kids and secure yourself and your siblings. You know, but the day and how people treat each other now and what they go through, I can't relate to that because I'm
It's fucked up, isn't it?
That's a black man like you, darker than you, and he graduated high school in '74. So, that's wild to me, because that's not the black man that I was raised with. I was raised with one they called us little bastards every day, and I'm like, what does little bastards mean? And I googled it. I'm like, but you're our dad, and you're here, and he was raised being called a little bastard his whole life. So. Wow.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
My experience.
So let me ask y'all something else. Another form of toxic outside of abuse and everything. and if you guys are single or whatnot, and you have kids, is there a time frame? Like if you begin dating again, is there a time frame when you introduce another man to your kids? And if so, what is that time frame? And also, let's just say you date a guy that doesn't work out. 6 months later, you're dating another guy. Is every guy meeting your kids, and do you guys consider that
I'd
toxic
say at
as
least
well?
a year.
I don't think we should bring anyone around our kids, especially till we're for sure, because like her experience, I experienced the same thing. You can't trust people, and again, in life, there's a handful of things that could happen to you that could fuck you up permanently.
Yeah.
And being touched or sexually, like that's
Yeah.
literally like one thing. And once it happens, there's no going back. And I think outside of that, it's like the example we set. I don't want my kids to be fast or to think that that's normal, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And I just, yeah, I won't bring nobody around my kid unless I'm like,
Yeah.
I personally don't think I'll date again, because I'm so like, it was so traumatic that I'm so cool off of it. I have zero interest.
So many walls that, babe.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
just
build
literally, if
that.
I was to date, I think if I was to date, I probably would get into it not knowing that that's what was happening, because I don't think like that. But I think outside of that, I think literally I'd be just very, you got to be a special mother effer to, you know what I mean? Because I just don't, I just never want to deal with that. It was that
And
bad, and
it's that real. Yeah.
shit
People are
is rough.
scary. People are
Yeah.
scary. I have 3 daughters. I have a 14-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And I'm looking at my 14-year-old. She's my size, green eyes. And I'm like, I'm not bringing no dude into this house. Like, he's going to be looking at her. And like, I watch a lot of YouTube and I see, like, you can't trust nobody. Like,
Because when they
these
touch
people
you,
are
the
crazy.
motherfuckers that are perverts, it's always it's not somebody
The
outside mostly.
closest.
It's always a family or somebody a close friend. Them motherfuckers are the ones that are, they're more of a risk than people on the outside.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely.
it's fucking fucked up. It's like the
And
people that's
sometimes
supposed to
kids are,
protect you are the ones that fuck you up. You know?
I know that it's not only women that get molested by,
Mm-mm.
I know that
It's
it's not a
everybody.
one-sided thing, but let's just be honest. It happens to women far more than it happens
Yeah.
to men.
okay, let's be honest. We don't know if it happens to boys because men are not saying it because they're macho and they're men. I'm not going to say that I got touched because I'm not a faggot. So I'm not going to say that this happened to me. And then they end up being molested brothers.
I
Well,
think boys,
men
I feel
like
like it impacts their esteem, because they're like, you know how men are, like the same way boys are. They have a certain, like a self-esteem, a masculinity. And I feel like as a boy, compared to that, you compare that to a girl, just because we know how we are, that would really damage a boy, probably far more than a girl.
I
Because
think so. I told my parents something a couple of years ago that I had never told them, and it had nothing to do with no men. But even as a kid, I think I was like 5, 6, somewhere around there. I had it the opposite way of a female cousin
Mhm.
that tried multiple times. Every time my mom would drop me and my brother off and they would babysit us. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
then she would try upstairs in the closet or trying to put your pants down and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm young. I don't know what's going on, what she's trying to do. You know what I mean? And because I'm so young, your body's not reacting anyway. So, I mean, nothing really took place, but it was just the attempt that she tried. You know what I'm saying? And was still doing that every chance. So, I mean, I never, and you might be right on that with guys, probably don't speak on it because I never said anything until, like I said, maybe about 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it do happen to boys too, you know.
Yeah.
The father of
And it's
my
crazy
daughter.
because, yeah, I know a lot of people, and this happened to me too. It's like when that shit happens, you tell your mom, and then they don't believe you because they're so up this dude's ass, like how she was saying. It's really, I understand submissive is one thing, right? Like we can be submissive. I personally, I don't think like arguing is the solution, just from what I witnessed, right? Watching this shit go escalate, like I would never take that approach, right? But I wouldn't allow some dude to disrespect me either. But I think it's a level playing field. You give respect to get it. I think there's two people, and I mean this shit literally. You have two people in the world, and this is how you pick the right person. When you have the people that you touch them the wrong way, and they're like like a bomb. If you touch a bomb, the bitch is gonna explode, right? You have people that deal with their issues that way, literally, and you have the other on the other side where they can communicate. So the second, and I mean this very literally, the second you, let's say you're on a date and somebody overreacts or flips out, that's a red flag. That's like a fucking let me go the other way. You know, that's your cue to like cut them off, because if you think you're gonna come along and change them and fix them, it's not gonna happen. You know,
Why do you think that
again,
we
just
don't
like
do that?
our upbringing, everything boils down to all of those experiences. And if people can act like that around just anybody, who knows what the fuck they'll do? They don't care.
Who knows what they're capable of? But why do you think that we don't do that when we know better? Like when we know better, when we know that this person is bad for us, and we just fucking keep on thinking that we can fix them.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you
when
said
you have
that.
history, right? That's when it's hard. But let's be real. At the beginning, we know the red flags. You know what I mean? And if you're not that deep in and you know the red flags, you just gotta go. Like sometimes things can hurt you in life, but that's always the best thing for you to do. So when there's little red flags, like if you think back in time, I bet you could think of 100 red flags that you were like, damn, I shouldn't have let this slide,
Yeah.
or this, right? So it's those little cues that we acknowledge them, and we can put them on the back burner or pretend that they're not a thing. But that's the thing. Those red flags are there to tell you, hey, you're going the wrong way. So if you guys are
in a relationship and it's a toxic relationship, and something was to happen, like I say, it doesn't always have to be a physical thing, but if something was to happen, have you guys just stuck around for the sake of the kids, knowing that, hey, I should have been gone 2-3 years ago? And if you have stuck around, has it affected you today on new relationships? Are you guys maybe having trauma or even sometimes baggage into a new relationship, and the first argument you get into with your new man, you ready to go and run out the door and like, fuck that, I don't want to deal with you either?
I think it's
I want to say something real quick, because I love so much that I actually hopped on tonight and that you invited me on this platform. But today is like the very first day I'm sharing this right now, and it's so very hard to share and like say it out loud. But 11 years of on and off, yes, but it wasn't on and off all the time. But 11 years, an 11-year relationship, and he moved out today.
Oh, wow. Wow. So how are you feeling? Do you feel like a burden has been lifted, or has it even sunk in yet?
I don't think it's fully sunk in. I prayed for this, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it still hurts. I'm gonna keep it real. That shit still hurts. I'm telling you, for us women, I don't know how it is for you guys, but for us, for me at least, when you go through especially when you have a decade in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like my last relationship was like 2 decades. Like, you know what I mean? So do you know, like, even though you know it's better for you, you have to learn after getting kicked while you're down so many times, like everything happens for you, right?
That's the fucking
but
part.
It still
even
hurts.
though you know
it feels
it's
like
better
you lost
for you.
like a loved one, like to death or something. Yeah. It feels like that.
Lord.
Oh, and you have good days and you have bad days, and it's just.
So if you guys, let's just say you when that time comes and it says the father of your kids, not just a boyfriend, y'all break up or whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel, how can I put this? Do you guys feel kind of, even though he could be doing certain things, do you kind of feel at fault now that the family's not together? Do you guys feel guilty a little bit? Do you feel like I might be letting my kids down?
I used to feel like that, but as long as you know you tried, like 10 years you've been going around like trying to make it work. We can only do so much. You can't make somebody love you. You can't make somebody change, you know?
Yes, you can't force someone to be.
You have to accept it.
Like you cannot force someone to be a good person, and you can sit back and talk to yourself or talk to them or talk to your friends and family and express like, oh my gosh, this person's doing this and I'm trying to do this. Like, that doesn't fucking matter what you're doing or he's doing. Like, at the end of the day, if it's not working, it's just not working.
That's what's up. Yep. Respect that. How you feeling back there?
I need
She
my
back
charger.
there quiet. I'm trying to bring her onto the camera here. Miss Nisi.
Oh. They're trying to fall. We need to talk to her. I don't know. So I've had my share of toxic relationships, and I've stayed. I had one really bad around the kids, and I went through a lot, and I stayed because I seen that. I seen to stay, and I just hope that my daughters know better to not stay in a relationship just because you want to have that 2-parent household. But with my youngest one right now, her father, I was with her dad for like 4 or 5 years, and he cheated on me. She has a sister who's a month younger than her, so he ended up leaving with the girl, and she passed away like a day before her daughter turned 1 and before my daughter turned 1. And then he asked me to raise her daughter, and I'm thinking, I would love to do that, but the toxicity and you shooting a gun at me and all the beatings and all the stuff, it's like, I want my daughter to have a dad, but I'd rather her be healthy and grow up to be a healthy woman than versus her having a dad there. So that's,
I feel that. I feel that. Yep. Paul, I know Paul's sitting back there quiet. Now, Paul was a cold player in his day, man. So I know the women was being toxic with you. Boy, every time you try to walk away and leave, man, they used to tug on you, pull your jacket, pull your coat, man, pull your turtleneck. I know
Take the windshields out of your car, leave it on flats. Oh, man.
Oh, why'd you do them like that?
I thought he said he didn't witness no sort of
What?
toxicity like that. Lying.
Yeah,
Why'd you-
yeah, see?
Why'd you do them like that, Paul?
No, we were talking about the parent stuff. We're not talking about ourselves.
No.
Now we talk
Get
about
out of
it.
that shit.
And
Now
coming
we
up.
talk about it.
Okay, yeah, it's some crazy ones out there, and I've dealt with quite a few of them.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
The guys, why do guys cheat? Why
Oh,
can't you say,
geez.
hey, I'm not happy? You know, I'm just curious.
Why don't
I
you
think
just
all guys
go? Yeah.
I think all dudes
leave.
cheat. I think the only ones that don't cheat are the ones that don't put themselves in like a vulnerable, spot. You feel me?
Why do you guys cheat? Why do you motherfuckers cheat?
I can't answer that question because I don't cheat. But Paul, you might want to go ahead and answer this
Paul.
Because
question.
I'm single, so I don't cheat.
Yeah, I'm single.
No, but
I
when you
don't
were
cheat.
younger, whatever you had going on, like what's your thought process? What runs through your mind? Because I feel
And
like
do you?
I think,
feel
you
like
know
gotta
what?
it's easy to just say I'm not happy, this ain't working. Why can't you just do that and then do your thing? Why do you gotta like try to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Why do you try to like juggle? Why do you?
I
just
think,
leave
and
that
like
I think what it is, I think, and I don't want to speak for all guys, but I think what it is I don't think any man is going out the house planning on cheating on a girl or whatnot. And I think sometimes it's nature for a man to always be on the hunt. You know what I mean? And when you're telling a man not to do something, you're actually telling this guy, yeah, morally we know what's right and wrong, but you're also telling the man to go against nature too. You gonna tell a lion not to go eat that deer? It's nature.
yeah, because
You
you
know
gotta
what I mean?
have self-will, self-power, self-esteem. You gotta have standards.
I mean, you
for
can,
yourself.
but I mean,
Yes, because
you
why
can.
would you? Because
And I
hey,
think-
girl, you should
I-
as a dude, y'all should know that this girl's a skank for throwing herself at y'all. And you
Yes,
should be like,
Steph.
hell no, I have more
She might-
standards in class.
I mean, she might not be. She might not be a skank.
And
Okay,
yes,
well, if she is or if she isn't, it doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't
Don't be
excuse
with a
the
woman
behavior.
if
I
you're
mean,
going
listen,
to play games with her heart.
look.
The other thing that I don't get is how a man wants to be like, oh, it's in our nature. But it
Yes.
I mean, but it's the truth.
or they try to
But it's
blame
the
us
truth.
for why.
You
they're
can, I mean, you
cheating.
can act on it or
Doesn't
you
make
not.
any
I mean,
sense.
it's the truth. It's the
it
truth.
shouldn't
Why
be
do
in
you
a
think?
woman's nature.
I mean, like for instance, I mean, if we let's just take cheating out of it, and we just talking general shit. Like, Why do you think so many women make more money in strip clubs than men strippers get? It's just nature of how
They
men
don't
are
have any
compared
male
to how
strip clubs.
women are.
We don't even know because them
Why
houses
you don't think if a
I'm
man
not
could be a real
interested
prostitute,
in
even
faggot
like
male
I know they
stripper.
tell women don't get human traffic, don't do this and that, but you know how many men will sign up that they can get paid to be a prostitute and not have to go to work
Probably
every
a
day?
lot, probably more than
They'll do that all day.
nasty motherfucker.
I feel
know
like
what I'm saying?
I feel like a little like faggot guy that's gonna be like,
What the hell are you doing? Twerk dancing?
like if he
Oh.
wants to make that money, he's gonna make that money.
I'm done.
I don't agree with that. Freddie.
She
Hey,
did
hold on.
not.
What
I ain't
you
saying
just
that
do?
dog being no hoe.
What you just do?
Today,
Do that again.
I don't agree with you on that, Freddie. I'm not
Hey.
doing it.
Hey, Paul, we gonna let her have fun today. She's celebration mode. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Yes,
I
yes,
think that
yes.
super male strippers probably do got like a soft side.
Hey, so we got a comment right here for y'all. They want to know, well, why do women cheat?
We don't cheat. I don't cheat at least.
I'm a reflection of you
My mom
after
is a
a
cheater.
year of it happening.
No, for real, I don't cheat. But I think I have friends from all walks of places, and let me tell you, there's a handful chunk that really they love the pipe. That's just what it is. So you have a small group that literally loves the pipe. Like they'll call me and be like, I need some, you know what? And I'm like, you're weird as fuck. That's weird. Some girls are like that. I think some girls were raised to be like that. To, you know, they have either they're like we're talking about their moms, they seen their moms with hella dudes or whatever. You know what I mean? I know that when I was in high school, like you couldn't drive down the street past the high school and see two people kissing without your parents coming out with a belt or a chancla and beating that ass, right? These kids don't care. These kids, you'll be driving and there's like 10 different couples, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like in my day, that would have never, you're not gonna get a free pass, you know? But I don't think girls cheat. I think if a girl does
They
cheat,
do. They do.
some
A lot.
maybe they just I don't know. That's just weird.
A
I
lot.
can't. You think so?
I know so. A lot. They cheat.
That's weird.
I have to say
A
something.
lot. I think we cheat. I think men and women cheat for different reasons. Like
I disagree.
a man could cheat with no feelings involved. Like he can cheat today and say, "Hey, I don't care to see that girl tomorrow that he cheated with."
But that's
don't
why
think-
men and
I
women
don't-
are different. For
Yeah,
us,
I don't
we
think
have
a lot
to
of
have an
women cheat
emotional
like that.
connection.
There's some kind, emotional connection when they cheat.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a one-time deal when
I'm
they
putting
cheat.
myself out there and judge me.
Go ahead and
okay?
tell why you cheated.
Yeah. Call me
Yes.
a hoe. Okay, call me a hoe.
We don't care. Shit happens.
I was with this man for probably 4 years, 4.5, 5 years before I did what I did. And I should have just like ended it and walked away, but I loved him so much. I wanted to end it and I couldn't because I just wanted him to be that. I just loved him. I really fucking did. I wanted this man to be my man, but I found out that he cheated on me like over, I don't know, at least 10 times. And then all the women. And then this is too much information. You guys are.
No, we're keeping it a buck tonight.
You're going to
Let's
need
go.
me to take me off the show. I actually had like 10 threesomes with this
What?
guy.
You had 10 threesomes.
Damn.
Yeah. I let him.
Oh, she a hoe for sure. Just kidding.
Yeah. I had like threesome after threesome because like he said that he wanted it and I was a little freak. And so I did what I did. And so then I was like, damn, I just let you have sex with like all of like my friends. And
Damn.
I know, terrible.
Oh, y'all are ran
Better.
through all of y'all. Mhm.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like genetic.
Like Forrest Gump. Y'all ain't playing games.
That's so bad. It's so bad to look back on, but I like
It is.
I
It's out of
have
pocket
to.
as fuck.
I have to. I know. I hate
But
this.
we all make mistakes.
Hold on.
You feel me? I don't know if you're, I'm not nobody to judge, right? And I think all
Hey.
of us should
No, judge me. Tell me
No,
how
no.
I
fucked
told you
up
I
and
felt like
stupid
you were
I
perfect,
am.
but that
Hey,
I don't mean it.
I'm
as
reading the
a hate.
comments.
I just, you know what I mean?
I'm reading the comments. Dude said, I want to be your man, Roger.
Okay, so I was like really, 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 really bad really bad. And all I wanted to do was please him. That was like my mindset. I want to.
So he
please
told
this
you to
man.
do it? He asked you? Because I feel like motherfuckers be asking us shit like this, and then let's go. Let's talk about this. These
Come on,
motherfuckers literally,
Nisi. Come on, we
they have
need
these little
Nisi.
fetishes, and
Nisi
they
was
just
about to
wanna
say
drag
something.
people in. And
No,
I know
I'm
you're like this dumb bitch. This dumb bitch.
No,
I
no,
know.
not at
no,
all.
no. I was gonna ask you, do you feel bad because of what people are saying, like how she was like you're out of pocket, or is it
No,
you feel
she
bad
should.
just morally? Like
Yeah.
if you enjoyed
Morally,
it, yeah,
morally,
like okay, then it's
morally,
morally
morally.
okay. But don't let other people make
Yeah.
you feel bad for
Feel
your
some bad.
choices, your actions. If you liked it and you enjoyed it, embrace that shit.
Yep.
That's you. Just if someone says something like, "Who the fuck are they to
Mhm.
tell you that?"
Exactly.
If it's morally with you and God, then okay, that's you and
Yeah.
God. But other
Yeah, we all
people,
make mistakes.
I definitely feel bad morally, and then when I've shared it with like,
But
I
he
think
asked you to
two of
do
my
it, so
best
that
friends-
didn't even make. I
yeah,
wouldn't feel,
and I wanted
you know what I
to
mean?
be that bitch. I wanted to be like, oh, I'm gonna make your fantasies come true, and it was just so gross because I was like ignored throughout the process, and it was like terrible. And I would never. I feel like if I really care about like a man in my future, I would never do the same. Like,
Yeah.
but I did what I did, and it was literally just like to please this man.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like for me, I feel like it's like if somebody says that, like you're in the moment, I feel like it's just like in my mind, it's like red flag. That's how you know it's not love. Like, you feel me? In my mind. Now we're all different, of course, right? But I get what you're saying, and I know this is so common. Like, dudes ask for the wild shit. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy to me. You know
What do
I
you
mean?
guys think about me? Weak?
Can I?
No,
Can
anything about
Go
I
Go
think,
ahead,
I
Paul.
think teach their
I
own.
you were ignored. If I'm ignored, I'm gonna start wanting to fight, or I'm gonna get jealous, pull the bitch hair or something. So that's why I've never tried it. But no, not weak at all. Like if
No.
like like T.I. and Tiny, that's how T.I. kept Tiny, like or Tiny kept T.I. Like she was doing what he wanted. Like so, it's just I don't know. It just depends on the situation. Like how we're gonna talk about Aisha and Curry. Like it's just the type of man. Like I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mind you,
What you
he
gotta
was
say,
like,
Paul? Paul,
he's
what
like-
was you saying?
okay, how you feel about toxic. So do you think that you were toxic towards that partner that you just experienced this with?
yeah, because I lost myself. I was
Right,
toxic I was
so that
toxic
goes back
in the
to
sense
what
that
we're
like
talking about in a toxic relationship. What if you're so intoxicated with that particular feeling with that partner? You know what I'm saying?
it was
So-
the best cocktail.
I'm done. I like that. She keeps it 100.
Ooh,
Paul
well,
keeps
hey,
like, oh shit.
hey, she keeping it 100 though.
Yeah. I like that. I could rock with that. I like people that keep it 100, like regardless. You know what I mean?
You have to be
Hey,
only one life.
hey, we got Drip in the building, man. He able to log in. Drip,
I literally was talking about drip earlier.
that boy Drip.
What up?
Nah, that nigga in the dark.
What the? Was he laughing?
I don't know what he doing.
He's doing something.
We gotta zoom in. Can't see what he doing.
Yeah, he's
We
laughing.
can't hear him. We can't see him.
Take your
He look
mute
like he's
off.
bobbing and weaving.
Boy, he got the hoodie on, the sunglasses.
Where are you
Boy.
going?
I sting
He
like
on
a
top of the
butterfly.
roof.
I hit like a bee.
He
You
looks
can't
like he's
see
about to
me.
go murk somebody or something.
Yeah, he got the burglar. He got the burglar fit on. Shoot. But all right, so look, man. I know we
Really
have.
low.
Go ahead, Nisi.
Oh, so we couldn't hear him. It's like really low.
Oh, okay. So I know we had one more segment to kind of go over, and it was that whole deal yesterday that was posted about Steph Curry wife, and she was talking about the family structure. And in their household, they believe it goes God, husband, wife, and then kids. And then I noticed on Facebook, there was a lot of people going back and forth about the family structure. The weird thing to me, what I noticed was I did see a lot of women kind of agree with that structure, but it was a couple of men I seen on there that were saying it was the other way. One man stated it was it goes the woman, kids, then man, and then there was another man saying it goes the kids first, then woman, then man.
I think it's a mutual thing, because for us as women, as long as there's boundaries and respect and trust, and each of us bring our our percentage of the responsibility together, then it's great, right? But I think it's a two-way street. It's like, I take care of you, you take care of me, right? And I think that's just like a balance, right? You bring the yin and the yang. But then you have other scenarios, like, I don't know why, but dudes, like, for example, if a woman makes more money than the dude, I don't know why it's a big deal. Because in my mind, it's like, we're a team. Okay, it's going to the same, you know what I mean? But some men, like, their ego, I feel like, or whatever they have going on internally, they'll like hold a grudge against you and like be at odds with you, and you can go on and not even know what the fuck, you know what I mean? Because they're not gonna come out and be like, yo, and that's common, actually.
Oh, that is terrible for a man to literally be jealous of his woman making more money.
It's fucked up.
Because because you have some women that throw it in the man's face, especially when you argue. And that's why, like, because you hear this a lot. You hear it a lot. They say, you hear it a lot from women that say, what do you want from a man? What are you looking for in a man? He got to be 6 feet plus. He got to make six figures. He got to make at least what I make, if not more. And that's where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? So when you constantly hearing women say that, or if y'all argue, she throws that in your face about how much money she making. Sometimes in relationships, some women kind of look down on a man that she does make more money than him, because they'll remind you real quick, I bought this house, I bought this car, I did this. Quick to always talk about the independent. I'm an independent woman, but you'll never hear a man say I'm an independent man.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? And that's where that comes from.
Yes, you will hear a man say I'm an independent man.
You heard a man say I'm an independent man? Did his wrist go like this? I don't hear no man say that.
The father, 2-year-old, I don't brag, but he's mad that through all the stuff that he's done to me, shooting the house, I didn't lose my house. I have 2 Mercedes outside. I'm also in my garage. I work my ass off. I have a cleaning service. So he thinks that when he throws me into my depression and stuff, I'm not going to get up and go to work and sustain myself. No, I'm going to do that. And it's not bragging that when you pull up, I have a nice house. It's not bragging that when I pull up, I have a nice car. And that pisses me off. God, that's not my car. Like,
yeah.
What you're saying right
you
now?
go on and you don't even know that you literally have no fucking clue for a long ass time that this person's basically the op, and they're trying to compete with you, and that's why they pick a fight with you. And the whole time to fast forward, you're like, are you for real? Like, you know what I mean?
That is
fucked up.
Why do men feel? Because that's why you don't. Okay, I just had a full circle thing. We don't have to sit there and say that. You have to sit there and prove that when you're not doing it.
Yeah.
We're always doing it. We are women, and we are always carrying all this fucking weight from. That's how I feel. And you don't hear men saying, man saying, oh yeah, I'm a strong, independent man. You better be.
You're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, men nowadays, they don't have, nobody's going to come home and ask us females if we're hungry or if dinner. Nobody's going to wash our fucking clothes. Nobody's going to pay our bills. Nobody's going to have our back at the end of the day. So that's why, fast forward, we are like the way we are. I'm not going to say independent. It's just kind of being I feel forced into a position.
Forced. I'm not choice.
A natural
we don't have a choice.
woman
We gotta pay our fucking
instinct.
bills, and we refuse to fall off. Like, what do you want me to do? You know?
I don't think
Were you guys raised in the church as a kid?
I
I
went to
was-
church every Sunday.
I went to church 3 times a week.
So you guys
I
didn't,
used to knock, knock, knock on your door, Jehovah's Witness.
so you guys didn't hear in church your preacher telling you it's God first, then man, then woman, then kids. That's the natural
agree
structure
with
of
that.
family.
But
I agree with that
I don't even want to
dynamic.
get into this because this is gonna go left. So yes, I've heard that, but yeah, we should do another.
That's a
But I mean, but
whole-
that's where that comes from, though. I mean, we can't deny it. That's where it comes from.
But you gotta
Because-
know who God is. You feel me?
And
That's
if
the
a
thing.
man
God is
doesn't
not
know
outside
God,
of you, I will tell you that. So
So
that's what I'm saying. It's like God is with, because we're the Trinity, right? God's within every one of us. We were created in the image. That's why you have that.
we're his babies, we're his children.
You were created in the image. You're here in the physical, and the Holy Spirit is not a spirit somewhere else. That's your spirit that's in your body. So, like,
Yes.
let's say if you die tomorrow, your spirit's gonna get up, and you don't. That's why you get eternal life, because you don't die. You feel me? So, but I don't even want to go there. But I think yes, I've heard that in the church.
I think the household does start with the man first, regardless if we're talking
Yeah.
church or not. And I think a lot of when you say some of the men who get mad that a woman makes more money, I mean personally, I don't care. You make more than me, go ahead. I don't
Wouldn't
whatever.
you like it?
'Cause I'm thinking it's coming back to the same pot anyways. Unless
don't
we
even
both
think about
alpha
that
self.
shit, for
You know
real.
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We don't got no plan together how we gonna get to next level then, and we compete
Yeah.
against each other, then yeah, of course. You're gonna be mad if she makes more, I guess. But then sometimes there are men that are raised too. There are men sometimes that are raised that to be a provider for the household. And maybe it does kind of go against their ego and maybe feel like they aren't being that true provider if the woman makes more. You know what I mean? And sometimes a man want to probably feel that my wife looks up to me because I can hold this down. Even though you can, regardless if she make more money than you, but it's just that the fact that you know she really don't need you if she does make more than you. She can leave whenever she want to leave from you. She
You should
can.
be
I would
proud of your wife. You should be
I
proud of
would
her.
didn't have money at all. But around this house, he was the man. Like, the trash being taken out, the toilets being clogged, the sink being clogged. My neighbors were
Yeah.
fighting. He took the dog outside. Let's go protect the house. The baby's in here crying. My shorty's in here scared. To her. He did everything, man. Like, we were arguing one day. I dropped something. He ran downstairs. You okay? Yeah. Walked back upstairs. You know, the doorbell rings. He's bumping me out the way to get to the door where I get there. So with that, it was he had no money, and
And that
I
little
did
shit
the math.
counts. Yeah, that shit
Oh
counts.
yeah,
A
he
hell
was
of
a
a
king
count.
around here. He was a king. I don't care if you have no money. You make me feel. You make me want to be nice and sweet because you're doing manly stuff around here. It's not just all
Yeah.
money. It's how
Yeah.
you make me feel. So
That's
Exactly.
exactly what you just said, Nisi. Vince, what Nisi just said holds so much weight. When we get to actually be in our femininity, when we actually get to feel
Yes.
like that, it changes
Yeah.
so much. It changes the dynamic in a
It's
in
like a
way that-
360, huh? When we feel, because literally we don't ask for a lot, dude. Just take out the
No.
garbage. If something breaks, just fix the motherfucker. If the car, something's wrong, like little shit. We're not at. We'll take care of the. We'll work and help you. We'll clean.
yeah.
Well,
We'll
we
cook.
got
You know what I'm
we
saying?
got
But
we got we got
just wanna
Drip
feel
and
safe,
Paul.
dude, like
Let
somebody,
you
like we
men,
have trust.
y'all answer the question.
What?
Paul, what's up? Drip.
That's what I do, man.
Do y'all even care for women big for y'all?
That's what I do. You know what
What?
I'm saying? If we in a relationship, I'm gonna take care of my part, you take care of your part. I wouldn't care if you made more money than me or not. You know, because it's going in the same account. You know what I'm saying? So don't
Exactly.
look out for each
I
other.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? If the car break down, yeah. If I can't fix it, I'm gonna be damn. I'm gonna find somebody else. You know, at a
Exactly.
price.
So
Since I-
let me ask y'all this: what if you're in a situation where you're paying most of the bills, pretty much almost all the bills except one? If something breaks, you got to fix it. You find yourself as the woman fixing it. You got to make sure everybody's straight. You got to make sure the car's straight. If something breaks, you got to make sure it's straight. And you're paying all the bills and running your ass down working. But then you have somebody in your household who doesn't do anything, doesn't take the garbage out, doesn't pay shit. And I feel like in that scenario, they have the audacity, right? So I understand back to what Fred was saying. He was like, Well, some females, right, will throw it in your face. I can see a scenario like that, like I just described, where a female might be like, well, fuck off, you know, I pay everything, right? But it's not in our nature to, we don't just pop off like that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's got to be some poking for us to behave like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go out a lot before I'm just like, get out of here. Like, I'll deal with a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
gonna go 0 to 1,000, right? It's just probably like something that is like
It's
constantly
gonna,
like.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
gonna.
Drip, man, what's your opinion on that, man, about a woman making more money?
Um, I
I mean,
mean,
do it even bother you?
it don't bother me, because I ain't pocket watching or, that really ain't, what she making and we can receiving or whatever we're not. But now, like you said, if it's going to the same pot, what difference does it make? For the most part, I feel like a man should just have his own shit regardless, so he can't be in that situation because normally, from my experience, it was always me taking the walk until I got tired of taking the walk and really, did something about it and got myself
What do you,
established.
what
But
do you mean taking a walk?
starting over, with all your clothes, know where to go, know where to live, that shit is real. It happened to me. I'm the kick out king. I've been kicked out over 30, 40 times. Your clothes taking up too much of my closet. Dumb reasons, never nothing, no fighting or disrespect, nothing like that. But, you just don't have the power. And I don't like for nobody to sweep the rug from up under me. So my understanding on it all is, yeah, it's cool to be in a relationship, but just make sure you keep your own because, real bosses keep their own shit. So they don't have to play no games with, I make this, I got this. They don't even have to come to that if we coming together,
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It don't even have
Gotta
to
have
be
your own.
if we are coming together.
Yeah, definitely. She it's like basically put yours with mine and we can have a great time. So, hopefully, you find somebody that's established and, on your level and can meet your criteria. That way you don't even run into those type of problems in the first place. But now when you taking somebody in like a stray cat off the street and you feel like you're working, paying all the bills, he's not doing nothing, he's not contributing, he's not adding to nothing, he's just taking away. Yeah, it starts to weigh on the person.
Yeah.
That's what the last decade of my life has been.
Yeah.
What, taking care of everything?
Huh?
What, the last decade was what? Taking care of everything in the house?
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah, you gotta pay where you at, whoever you are.
And the man there, so no, you said yes, he was there. So how did you deal with that with 11 years of him? Like, did he help with anything? So everything was you, or was he like
Food, SMUD, bills, rent, everything.
Hey,
so like
I was a dum-dum.
hey.
my father here, I was doing that too. Then he said I didn't respect him. But it's like all you want to do is have times a day and you don't even want to get up the gas in the car. It's like what do I respect? Like you're not doing nothing at all. So is that like what you were dealing with, or were you doing anything like in the house, like man wise?
I was married for 3 years. I left my ex-husband because he was physically abusive, and then found this guy, and then I just submitted
that
to.
again?
What was that?
You say that again? I'm sorry. You were with someone for 3 years, then you found.
I was married for 3 years. I had 2 kids with my husband at the time, and then I left him because he was physically abusive. And because I watched that as a child, I was like, I'm not going to place myself in that and stay there. But then I left that and I went to this man who was like super chocolatey, dark, handsome, played college football, is like this day a personal trainer, and like an upcoming actor in Hollywood, has all these whatever, and is just like, I can't go. I used to be the one that like we go out in public and I get looked at. No, everybody stares at him. He's so physically attractive. Like, and it wasn't just that, but it was like the attractiveness, the physical attraction, and the game that he had. He's from Philly. He's from the East Coast, and he just had like a something to him that I was not used to, and it was he did what he did. But I definitely, guys, I'm lost.
You got lost on that chocolate delicious man.
Oh man. You said that's the password to some game, huh?
They putting them in all kind of orgies and polygamy relationships. You know, at the end of the day,
He had the life.
Hey, but after all that run out, you know, all that Pokemon run out, you know, there's bills to be paid. There's a lifestyle to maintain. You know, there's just much more going on. Yeah, there's much more going on, at least in my world. You know, I have to sustain my lifestyle, and after all the partying and boo-hooing, you know. See, one thing about what this game is, when you get a female, man, it's not cop and blow, it's cop and lock. You know, you can't cop and blow. That's out the door. You got to cop and lock. You got to know what to do, when to do, how to do. You know, sitting up wasting your time playing games. I got goals, and we got things that we need to accomplish, and things we need to conquer. You know, so all the playing and shit, that shit is out the door. You know, at least me.
Yes. Never was here to play the fucking games. Never.
Yeah, one time I would never have a female in a bunch of doing all this slow. Or I'm not saying nothing about you, but I'm just saying when I get one, I take her up under my wing. You know, time out and go do the best and the finest of things. You know, it ain't gonna be too much party time and play time. It's like I'm focused. You know, I'm trying to do something. I come from nothing. This is serious to me. Us getting in position, us being able to sustain our lifestyle, paying these bills, you know? Yeah. So
some people
it's
are
a difference.
so good with their words.
I mean, I'm just honest and truthful, you know? I mean, I guess you had a guy professing to be a man, but, you know, I get it. You know, I don't know. You just have to be on a real mission and focus, you know? That's all. Like, hey, he want me to do this, do that. That's derailing me from what I'm really trying to get to.
She did her part. She took her part. She wasn't goofing around playing. She paid the bills for 10 years.
I mean, she followed somebody else's plan. She followed somebody else's plan. You know, that's what it is. You can do your part.
This is what he would say to me. I'm going to fucking go to the top. All you got to do is follow me.
Well, I don't need you to follow me if you beside me. So, you know, that means grab my hand and follow my plan. You know, we're going to hit the motherfucking promise land. You know, it's a different story. Don't follow me to the top, and don't watch me go to the top. But, you know, stand beside me as we go to the top together. You know, don't ever follow nobody.
Well, I guess
so with the topic of them, how she's saying putting her husband first. Isn't that why the whole discussion we're having here is God, your husband, and the kids? So which is it? Is it the man first, or is it me and him equal?
I mean, we can never be equal because I got the recipe and the blueprint, you know?
I have the recipe too. I cook so good in the fucking kitchen.
Yeah, see, and that's where it went over your head like a cloud. But that's okay. You know, I got the blueprint.
No, it didn't go over my head like a cloud, okay? I saw everything that was happening. I just wanted something so badly. It took.
It ain't over like Hustle and Flow said. It ain't over for me. So I mean, hey, you just got one out the way and made room for the right one. That's it. You know, sometimes you got to go through it to get to it. You know, that just wasn't your guy. You thought it was, but you know, time reveals everything. You know, definitely. I'm available.
And I believe in God, not to be like religious, but like God is not a God of confusion. The fog has lifted. He does not want any of his children to be confused. And when you are in a state to where you're like, oh, I don't know if it should be this. I don't know if it should be that. Like you're in a state of confusion. I don't want to live here. I don't want to stay there. I don't deserve that. I want clarity. So I'm breaking into that. Fog is lifting.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, girl.
Yeah.
Hey, she gave him everything from what it sounded like, and he messed up. Well, he dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, he was supposed to give her everything too, a mutual, like a mutual agreement. It can't be one way. That's why they call it a relationship. You feel me?
Yes.
I meet you in the middle. Yeah.
Meet you in the middle.
Love will fuck you up if you overlove somebody. It's okay to love, but you never love anybody more than you love you. That's the key. So you'll never be fucking brokenhearted or disappointed or none of that.
Yeah. Anybody know that? You gotta love yourself first before you can love someone else. Definitely.
That's where I fucked up.
Yeah, it
I think
happens.
as a woman, though, we put that shit on the back burner because we're always busy trying to take care of the kids, making sure this is good. Did they get there to where on time? I gotta get here on time. Damn, I gotta get to the store. I gotta.
You just put yourself
last, and it's just like, it's fucking chaos. So,
yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
But if we feel like we're alone when we're with somebody, then we might as well be alone.
Oh my god, that part. Oh god.
That's the thing is like, what the fuck if I feel alone, bitch, bye. If I want more kids, I'll go have more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's really how it is. So
I have another story I want to tell, but I just feel like I keep on talking.
Man, we got some more topics.
Tell us.
Hey, they like you. They like you, Gigi. Look at Alan on here. Talking about she real, man. Like her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like people that keep it a buck. We don't like fakes around here.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I wish I was just in Vegas with y'all. Like, I don't like Sacramento at all. At all.
How long have you been there?
Well, I was born and raised in Cameron Park, which is kind of like closer towards Lake Tahoe. And then I moved to Sacramento, and I'm in Rancho Cordova right now. But I've been here for like 5 years at this spot.
That's been a long time then. I thought you just moved there or something.
No, but I like mountains and places that you wouldn't be surprised if somebody walks their pig into the grocery store.
In the country,
but I still want to go to Vegas. So I still want to go back to Vegas. Yeah.
No, Vegas is fun. It's like a world inside of a world. And it's lit as fuck. You can go all over you can literally go all night and then through the next day and then you can go for like 4 nights. No, like just having fun, hopping from spot to spot. It's crazy.
Oh yes. And I want to go to Hell's Kitchen. And then and then be like, hey, put me in, coach.
Oh man. Well, that's what's up, y'all, man. I think we done tapped out for these two subjects, but hey, I do want to thank y'all for being on tonight, man. I really enjoyed all y'all being on and actually having a mature conversation and not some back and forth bickering and drama and all that other extra shit. There's always a time and place for that. But tonight though, y'all kind of opened my eyes on a few things just from what y'all through y'all lenses on y'all side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can run this back and have some more conversations like this, and I'm sure some of the people that watched tonight kind of respect what each one of y'all had to say and make them come out and want to speak on their story sometime. So, but again, Stephanie, Gigi,
thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. For having
Drip, Paul, man, I appreciate y'all for being on here tonight, man. And it's let me know what y'all schedule is, and we'll run it back and get on something else.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. Share. Thank you. See ya.
Yeah, man. Please like and subscribe. Share, man. Hold on.
Hold on, what?
Hold on.